The Genius of Moses Itauma film study. So we're going to explore the strategic details of Moses Itauma. We're going to analyze technique, defense, and defensive applications. Let's paint a picture. So Moses Itauma is stepping to his left, creating a new angle, and he is feinting by moving the right hand. Now his opponent throws a jab, but Atama moves his head, avoiding the jab. Now Atama then throws a right jab to the head, a straight left to the body, and then a right hook to the head. Now the angle and making the jab miss is crucial, but combine this with the counter from Atama and the head-body-head combination, this makes this impeccable. Because this is high-level boxing, taking away the jab, countering, and then implementing punch creativity. Atama then slips a jab and lands a straight left to the body. This is very intelligent boxing work. So initially Moses Itauma has his hands high, giving his opponent a different look. He then feints, pauses, and throws a double jab, straight left, right hook combination. Atama then launches the second phase, which is a straight left to the body. So phase 1 is the 4-punch combination to the head, and this sets up phase 2, which is the power hand to the body. Now Moses Itauma positions his head and right arm over his front foot. From this position, he throws a quick jab. Having his head over the front foot shortens the trajectory of the punch. Lennox Lewis, under the guidance of Emmanuel Stewart, also used to do this. Now technically, this is a compromising position, but when it's done with mastery, you can implement it to your advantage. Now it's important to remember that boxing is about nuances, and from these examples we can see Moses Itauma's pedigree. So Atama does a right hand feint, which is exaggerated. This feint, remember, is coming from the southpaw stance. Atama then feints again and then jabs to the body. Once he commits to the jab, he steps out to avoid the counters. Now the second phase of stepping out involving the feet is essential, because Atama is committed to attacking, but he is also committed to his defensive responsibilities. In this sequence, Atama feints with the right hand to the head. He then delivers the right jab to the body. Moses Itauma then avoids the counter jab from mckean controlling the distance, and he also avoids the second jab using his feet as a defensive tool. So there are two phases here. Phase 1, feint to the head to jab to the body, and then phase 2, use the feet to avoid the counters. Moses Itauma then circles to his left, changing the angle. So Moses Itauma's head is slightly over the front foot. This changes the trajectory of the punches. The movement of his right hand also serves as a feint. In contrast, mckean has his left hand close to his head, and his right hand is held at above eye level, and his head positioning is more central. Now Atama then feints with the right foot and throws a right hook and big left. The feint closes the distance, the right hook sets up the backhand, and the backhand ends the fight. All of this is strategic, and it shows that Moses Itauma has a very good boxing IQ. So there is a right hand feint and then a sharp jab to the body. Moses Itauma is now feinting in different ways. There's hand feints, foot feints, etc. So as Atama feints, he draws a left hook lead from his opponent, which he avoids with his feet. As he makes his opponent miss, he shoots a right to the body. It's important to understand the purpose of the feint. Phase 1, it can force an opponent to lead, which can set up a counter. Or phase 2, it makes your lead attack more unpredictable, which makes it harder for your opponent to block or counter. Again, we have those different feints, foot feints, jab feints, etc. And then we have that sharp jab to the body. Atama then creates a variation to this attack, and it's important to understand that boxing is about small nuances, small adjustments. So in his next attack, Moses Itauma throws a jab to the body, but then throws a left hand through the target. Now because the opponent's right arm is low but is at a distance, punching through the target is essential in this phase. Now Atama steps forward, but this next move shows his spatial awareness. As he steps forward, his opponent tries a right hook from the southpaw position. Atama steps back, avoids the punch even though he was initially coming forward. His opponent then dips low, getting a low center of gravity, and throws another right hook to the head. Moses Itauma avoids it with the half step. This shows great awareness and distance control. He then puts his right hand over his opponent's head. The context is important here because the right hand and the opponent's body position means his vision is probably obscured. Now Moses Itauma uses this opportunity to get a power shot to the body. Now this is subtle, but it's very clever. This is another example of intelligent offense and defense from Moses Itauma. So Dillian shoots a jab and Moses Itauma makes it miss with head movement. Moses Itauma then shoots a counter right jab to the head and a straight left to the body. The counter jab sets up the backhand to the body and the body shot is thrown through the target. Look at how the head is nearly over the front foot. Now, look at the subtle nuance here. Moses Itauma repeats the same combination but then adds a right hook to the head. Itauma then feints and throws a double jab and a looping backhand. The double jab is like a tap because it just sets up the trajectory for the powerful backhand. This is masterful boxing, a truly great three-phased attack. And this type of punching creativity is dangerous even for great defensive boxers. So Atama uses the right jab to set up the looping backhand. This is followed by a feint to the head and 2 power shots to the body. Understand the boxing philosophy here. Phase 1, the jab sets up the backhand, and phase 2, the head feint sets up those body shots. Moses Itauma then temporarily gives a different look, transitioning to a high guard. He then feints to the head and then changes levels. It's subtle, but if you look for it, you can see it. Atama then throws a short hook. The right hand is then used to measure before Atama throws a short left hook, short right hook. Now Dillian has his knees bent and is dipping forward, so landing the punch to the head and generating that much power is remarkable. Here's some important context. The southpaw position gives the angle which is perfect for the right hook. Now this was another good win for Moses Itauma. Now from my perspective, Moses Itauma has shown high boxing intellect and has huge potential. If that potential is realized, he could dominate the heavyweight division. But as always, time will tell. So I just want to make this observation. The Dillian Whyte performance, that was important, which begs the question, why? Why was it important? It was important because Dillian Whyte had credibility. He had credibility. He fought Joseph Parker, he fought AJ, he fought Povetkin, he fought Derek Chisora, he fought Tyson Fury. He had credibility and he was at one time a strong contender. Now you can ask the question, was Dillian past his prime? And my answer to that was definitely. He was past his prime, but that doesn't mean he didn't bring something to the table. That doesn't mean he didn't bring a potential challenge, because he had pedigree, he had experience, and he had a good team behind him. Dillian had the tools to cause an upset. And some predicted a Dillian win. Yes, they were in a minority, but some did predict that Dillian Whyte would win. So when Moses Itauma won, that was expected. But the nature of how he won was simply sensational. Think of this. Moses Itauma could not have been more convincing on that night. His implementation was impeccable. But of course, there will be tougher tasks ahead. So Moses Itauma, he has amazing potential. He has amazing potential, and he could potentially rise to the top. Think of this. He has the speed, he has the power, he has the footwork, he has the accuracy, and he has great boxing IQ. Now, I think it's important to recognize Ben Davison, who I think is a great trainer. I know there's a lot of complaints about him online, but I simply don't understand it. I think he's a trainer of a high pedigree. And I think it's important to realize the importance of a great trainer. Now, Lennox Lewis, the elite champion, the elite British heavyweight champion, on his path to greatness, on his path, he had Emmanuel Stewart. And I felt that Emmanuel Stewart was vital to Lennox Lewis's evolution, an absolutely vital component. Then you had Riddick Bowe, and Riddick Bowe was a great champion. And of course, he had Eddie Futch that was guiding him. And then you had Muhammad Ali. What a great fighter he was. And of course, you had Angelo Dundee in his corner. So with these great fighters, you have great trainers. And trainers are so essential. And that's the point. A great boxer will have a great trainer. And in essence, will have a great team. So when I look at Moses Itauma, what do I see? I see an incredible talent, but I also see the guidance of Ben Davison. Think of this. The trainer's role is essential. They design the camps, they study the opponents, they arrange the sparring, they improve their fighters, they develop the boxer's psychology, and they are responsible for developing an optimal boxing environment. Now, before I analyzed Moses Itauma fights, before I analyzed his fights, I knew Moses Itauma was good, but studying the tapes, it makes me even more impressed. And as with anything, he needs to keep mastering his craft. It's essential for every boxer to keep mastering their craft, keep developing the technique, keep improving, keep training hard, stay disciplined. And one of the biggest questions, I guess, from this standpoint is his heart and punch resistance. And the reason we have that question is because at the time of writing, no one can land a glove on him. Now think of this. The objective truth at the moment is that Moses Itauma is an amazing talent. That is the objective truth. But that on its own does not guarantee success. Life is full of variables, but the ladder of greatness is upon him. But it's up to him to climb that ladder accordingly. Now, heavyweight British boxing is about to get even more interesting. So that's the end of the video. Now I'm trying to build a digital boxing community. What does that mean? It means I'm interested in your comments, I'm interested in your questions, and I'm interested in your observations. Now, if you want to support the channel, all you have to do is like and subscribe. And if you want to watch more content, then simply click here or click here. As always, thanks for your time. It is much appreciated. Peace.